Well, here we are. It is day 6, Australian Women's Baseball Championships, Women's Baseball, the inside pitch. I am really nervous because Jesus is in the house.
Straight in there.
Straight in. Get it in early. No time to waste. Christina Kreppold, you have been on my hit list for a long time. Welcome.
Thanks.
How are you?
Thanks. I'm good.
You're smiling. You're smiling.
I know.
You're wearing the Heat jersey. It's good that you're here. The result didn't go your way today.
No, but I did enjoy watching the girls get out there and give it a good red old crack.
Yes. So today was the big, pretty much the playoff for the gold medal game, New South Wales versus WA, live streamed, and New South Wales got up, much to the dismay of both of us. I think I asked you during the game, who do you dislike more? In the nicest of ways. And you just said, I dislike losing to both. And I said, well, yeah, I think you love beating both. And it's mutual respect. Respect. So we've got a bit of a special episode tonight. We've got quite a few guests coming on.
Nice.
Probably going to lob in at some point. I think there might be some audience members watching us right now, which is even more pressure. But anyway, we are going to, I love taking it all the way back with my guests. And what's exciting is you are like OG. When we talk people, it is like Samantha Hamilton, Shae Lillywhite, Christina Kreppold, like absolute OG. First Nationals, first Australian team. The first question is, can you remember your first Nationals?
Like barely, but like enough. No, like I really struggle like remembering all the tournament details. Like I listen to you sometimes and I'm just like, how do you do that?
I have a very big head. I wear a 7 3/8.
That's what it is. I've got a tiny head.
I think the 3/8 is actually women's baseball. I think that's what it is.
Oh, see, I'm missing that space.
So 2001 was your first Nationals. You were 15, 16?
2000?
Or 2000. Sorry, I've taken a year off you. Sorry, it was 2000.
Like, I'm pretty sure it's 2000.
2001 was the first Australian team.
Yes.
2000 was the first Nationals.
Yes.
Why baseball for you?
I just fell in love with the game. Like I really wanted to play t-ball. I was 11 years old and I was just like, take me down and let me go and play because my year 6 teacher was a coach and he's like, come down. So I went down there and I'm like, I want to play, and then sorry, you're too old. And I was like, what? But you can play pee-wee baseball. And I was like, all right. So I did that and I just fell in love with the game.
What was it?
Just from day one.
What was it that you liked?
I don't know. It's just a love. It's you know, love at first sight, you fall in love. It's just a feeling and I just had it.
When did you realise, or when did people start to tell you, or you kind of went, oh, I'm kind of pretty good at this?
I don't know. Like, I guess I made some like kind of teams or like, progressed a little bit within the sport. And then I started playing when I got a little bit older over at Melville.
Yep.
And I think it was there that there was so many good coaches there always throughout my years. And I think it's just in that space where it all happened. And that's, where I got pushed and said, hey, why don't you try this, or come and play with the boys, or train with this guy because he's really good. And then it just kind of lifted off.
Yep. And of course you were part of, I think it's really exciting that you actually were part of the birth of women's baseball. So the first Nationals, when did you hear about it and just go, what? I can go and play women's baseball against people from the other states. Like, were you playing boys or men only then at that point?
Well, I think I was just playing boys, and I think there was one in 1999, and I just missed out on like finding out about it just in time, and they were all getting ready and off to go. So I think that gave me like that desire, and I was like, oh, I want to do that. Let me do that.
So yeah, 2000. The Nationals in Sydney, I understand. I think, were they? Oh no,
2000
Altona, Sydney. See,
Sydney.
My 7 3/8. I need to go.
I've been thinking about this for days.
I need.
Trying to remember.
I don't want to bring out the program because I'll get canned for calling it a pitcher or a first baseman. I've learned that lesson. By the way, that's a pitcher. 2000 in Altona. You were, how old were you then?
2016. Yeah, I can do math.
And what was it like? Like, what was that like, rocking out first?
Like, it was a whirlwind. Like, there was so much going on. There was like my teammates were like older than me. I'm pretty sure by at least 5 years. I think was the next youngest
Yep.
that I can remember at that time. So it was like, who are these people? Like, I'm getting hang out with adults. Like, this is like so much fun, and you playing baseball. Like, I was still kind of, I feel like new to the game in so many ways at that age.
Yep.
But I just went out there and just played. You didn't really think too much, but enough to be like, okay, this is kind of cool.
And where are you playing then? What position?
God. I don't even know if they put me in the infield at that point. Maybe third base, maybe outfield. God, catcher, a little bit of that.
Yes, I remember you did a bit of catching back then. That's right.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I used to love catching. I used to think catching was the absolute shit.
You were good at it all, though. I mean, we just like people like you. No, we love people like you when you're on our
Oh
team.
yeah, but now utilities are like, celebrated.
I know, it's all about two-way players now. WA invested it the other night. WA was doing it way before it was cool. You guys were like, we had like 20 people and everyone was a pitcher or with this, and you were just like, everyone's doing everything. And it was...
No, because you want to do everything. You want to try it, and you want to see what you're good at, and you don't know unless you give it a go.
Well, Hannah Marshall last night, who's awesome little pocket rocker from Queensland, I asked her what, because she's a utility. She played 3 positions last night.
Nice.
I said, what's your favourite position? She goes, I don't know, anywhere on the field.
Hitting.
Just out there. It was awesome. But yeah, so from 2000, OG, they named an Australian team. Came a little bit later, but it came the next year, and then you guys made the first Australian team. Now, that Australian team, for a lot of people that don't know, it was quite Victoria dominant. And when I say dominant...
like, pretty much the whole team.
Pretty much, yeah. So there was 18 Victorians, and then there was you from WA at 17 and Renee at 15, 16, 17. And it was like, yep, here you go. And Shae was a baby as well. So you had 3 kids, but you and Renee coming in against the like undefeated Victorian team. How'd that go?
Like it was weird because I didn't really know anyone back then, and I was like, who's this? I felt like who's this chick? That's me. And like I kind of wanted to fit in, but I felt so different to everyone else because like whenever you play the Victorians, very straight faced, very serious, out there to kill.
We're very business. We're very business-like. I reckon, I was saying, like, I think WA's the TikTok team, and we're like, we're LinkedIn. We're just, I think New South Wales is Facebook. I think maybe Queensland's Facebook, actually New South Wales is Twitter. They're a little bit fun. Yeah. We're LinkedIn, man. No one there for a little bit of business.
Getting it done.
But you guys went away, and the stories that come out of that first World Series in Toronto, you play on the Skydome, you're winning bronze. Like those stories, I was a few years after that, I came the next year. That was epic for you guys.
Yeah, I ended up in the hospital.
Oh, okay. Well, hang on.
But I always blame Shae.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all right. Well, hang on. What happened? Do I know this story?
Well, I don't know if you know the story, but we were down... I can't remember what field we were at, but like in that tournament, we played at all sorts of weird places, weird times.
Yep.
There's a lot that kind of happened, and I don't think my younger self was really ready for what was happening. How much work you have to put in, like just my muscles, I hadn't built them yet.
Yep.
So, and I do remember one time Shae jumped on my back, and this is where I blame her. And then I end up on the floor later before the start of the game, and I'm like, I can't move my legs. And I had like Denise Griff, being like, what's up, Crep? Like I said, I think you need to call an ambulance, and they brought an ambulance out, and I ended up at the hospital, and then I ended up like on pain meds for like the rest of the tourney.
Oh, jeez. Did you play did you get to play in that bronze medal game? Did you get to play at the Skydome?
I played at the Skydome. Yeah, like I don't remember playing in the bronze medal match. So it was a real, like, for me, it was like a real kind of anticlimax that first year, because I went away with all these big hopes and dreams. I actually went away with something I just had pulled out from under my arm. So I even throwing from third to first, which is I went over as like a third baseman, I think behind Huffy, and I couldn't even throw the ball. Like, I was struggling left, right, and centre. So it was like it was a big eye opener for me, that first tournament.
Yeah.
Came back and I was like, all right, I need to get into shape, and then that's where my gym journey kind of started.
Gym junkie. Spend a bit of time. I spend a bit too much. I can't even look at a gym these days. It's
well, not for ages, but Connie and I have just started getting back in the gym again. I'm actually quite looking forward to. But I haven't been in the gym for yonks. But back then I think from that 2002 onwards, I just spent all my time in the gym.
Yeah, it's interesting that when the program started to get serious, we really saw, I think, the effects. We saw a lot of us in the gym, and we saw those results come internationally. But I think 2002, that's when I first saw you. My first nationals, 2002, same as Foxy, I think. And all you guys, Australian players at nationals, I was just like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then I somehow made the Australian team, and I had the privilege of playing with you in the World Series in Florida. Now that we got to play in another major league stadium. My vivid memory, apart from winning that and doing a victory lap at the Tampa Bay Devereaux Stadium with no one in the crowd, and the cleaners.
That's so cool, though.
I'll do it again in a heartbeat. Cleaners cheering us and we're running around with no one there. I remember you took an absolute scorching catch in right field. You were in the outfield then.
Yeah, right field.
You were one of the best outfielders I saw. And then I
was fast back then.
You were fast. We all were.
Not as fast as Natters, but fast.
No one's as fast as Natters. No, you were quick. Yeah, you were really, really good outfield. And then, did you enjoy it out there? Why did you obviously... I did.
I did enjoy it out there. I think I just progressed to wanting to be in the game more.
Yep.
As I really started to understand the game and, figure it all out, that's like, I want to be here. I want to be at shortstop, right? I wanted to be a shortstop. Never quite.
So did I.
Got the start there, but, club lets me play there.
Yeah, I know. Then the club make me play there, and then I'm like, I want to go back to the outfield. But thank you for coming into the infield, because then I got to go in the outfield for Australia. So,
oh, you're welcome. That worked out pretty well then.
Thank you for that. Thank Christ you went into the infield. So 2002, we saw you around some nationals for a while. World Cup, there was the first World Cup, 2004. 2006, and we lost you for a few years there. You took a bit of a break from women's baseball, and didn't know if we'd get you back. If you
really did you feel the loss?
Maybe that's how I got into the Australian team, because you weren't there. So maybe.
Yeah, well, I needed to take some time away. Like, I went through a bit of an interesting time at that time. I hadn't figured myself out, and I needed to go and just be bad. So I did that, and then I realised that I didn't want to do that anymore, and I missed being a part of something. And I think when I decided that, hey, I'm getting myself back on track, baseball was the first thing I wanted to do, and it really just helped for me just to have that family, I guess, have that place where I went to, and everyone was like always really happy to see me, always happy that I was around, and it did mean a lot coming back and just being brought back into the fold. It's like I never left.
Yeah, and it's so much more than what. I mean, yes, everyone's happy to have you back because you're an amazing player, but it's just so much more than that. It's that family. It's more than just what goes on the diamond. Yeah. You'd agree? Yeah,
definitely have a lot of support, back here. Before women's baseball really had in their programs that they did now, the amount of people that just supported me with just being there for training, throwing balls at me. I had some of the guys just come out to the field and I'd just be taking ABs, and I've got some pretty good guys throwing 80 odd miles an hour at me, and it's just like they just gave up their time and just supported that endeavor of mine, which was pretty amazing.
Yep. And so we got you back, and it's kind of like, and we're going to bring Erin Fox in shortly.
Hey.
Foxy. I think she might be doing a bit of a loitering stalker in the background. Foxy. Yeah, so 2008 is kind of I think where we talk about Australian women's baseball kind of started to really take off and get a bit serious. And not just the Australian team. We saw the results we started to have, but some of the states, I think that was sort of the start of WA, but we'll wait till Foxy comes in to discuss that. But for you personally, we saw you back in the Australian team at the World Cup in Japan in 2008.
Yep.
It kind of started a pretty impressive 6-year run for you. Yeah, like that being back in the Australian team at that World Cup was your first World Cup. What do you remember from it?
I remember Japan. I remember remember things outside of the baseball field. I remember a game against India, and just like Shaker hitting, I'm pretty sure in the Parker.
See, I missed that game. I wasn't there that game because I was working at the Beijing Olympics, and I came in that day, and I missed the game.
Yeah. So funny, like so many teams, and it was like wow, it's so much fun. I'm just being in Japan, like they just love it, and the way they treat you, you feel like a freaking star.
You do,
you know. So and it's just like so cool. Like my memories of the games, like I think we had a pretty good game against the US, which was pretty close. Bernie on the mound.
Yeah, bronze medal game. I think Simone Were and Marty Samatelli went 7. I think we lost 2-1. I think it was.
Yeah, pretty close one. I don't remember a lot of the other games. I know Canada is always like a tough one, and Japan. We must have just got blitzed on. We must have just got blitzed that year. I can't remember.
It's I don't mean to be rude. I'm not on my phone. I am on my phone.
I hadn't seen that until you showed me.
Lulu's just trying to work out how to get in, so it's all good. Spoiler alert: Lulu will be in later. So 2008. We came fourth again. Like it's like really.
Yeah, a run of fourth. So that was brutal. It was always so hard losing those games when you're so close to at least a medal.
Yeah. Yeah, like, and we missed the medal in 2006 by like point something of a dickety-3 of a run. I don't know what it was. It was bad enough. And then we lost the bronze medal game. But, and it's like, we kind of kept that trajectory. And I think a lot of us were like, we're not coming fourth again. It's not happening again. And then 2010 happens. And the 2010 World Cup we talk about it a lot and I don't care.
It's insane, right? Like, how many people get to like live that experience? And like, us as a team, like we became just closer in general as people. I think just it bonded you, being in such a like adversity, in really, because you're like, what's going to happen? We're going to get shot, and then we're like followed around by armored guards. Yeah, we're just in that bus, and that bus became like our haven. Yep.
It really did.
The singing, the dancing, the shenanigans, like everything. So much happened in that bus. And when I think about my time there, I think there was a lot of stuff on the bus, which was pretty amazing. But then there was all the other stuff that happened outside of it. Like I remember us going up to the pool area, and we had a big conversation with, the core group, and then everyone about what we were doing here and what we were going to achieve, and like that set the tone. Just some of those moments that we had where we just all came together, and you could just feel it unite.
It was funny. It was kind of like there was a no-hitter going, but we didn't want to talk about it, but it was a no-hitter for the whole week. Like it was kind of it was really weird. I remember those pool visits were like my favorite, because we were like, okay, we need to talk about something, and then we didn't know what to talk about, and we were just like, I think Shae looked at me and I went, Sam, and then Sam looked at you and Katie, and we just started, it was kind of quite funny. But on field, obviously, apart from the shooting, you went over as a utility. So again, you're two-way player. Saw a lot of you at third base and on the mound. I want to take you to Australia versus Japan. Yep. So setting the scene, Australia, we've come in, first game, we've lost to Canada on the field that we weren't allowed to dive on because there was glass in the outfield. So we lose to Canada, I think 5-2.
That was a horrible field.
It was a terrible. I'm not quite sure why we were actually all the way out there. It didn't quite make any sense, but we were there. Not allowed to dive in the outfield. We lost 5-2. Barkey threw that game. It was a really good game. Then there was the shooting. Sorry, no. Yes. And then we lost to Venezuela. We beat Chinese Taipei, and then we beat the Netherlands, and so we progressed through to the second round. And then because we took our wins and losses through against the teams that went through. We were presented with Japan, Cuba, USA. Win, 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 win. Just to then for a chance to play for the semi. So here we are, rocking out to Japan, who we've never beaten.
Yeah.
And we have to win to have any chance going forward. What were your... What did you... I can't remember what I thought about going into the game, in all honesty. Like, do you remember thinking about something?
My dog obviously does. Like the game, I think all those games I kind of just went into just ready. I think there's points in your career where you just feel like you're just ready to play.
Yep.
I think that's where I was at that point in my career. Like there was plenty of tournaments before that where it'd been like, oh, like I love training, but I'm scared of the games. But I got to that point where I was like, I'm just ready to play. So let's just get down to the field.
Yep.
And all I really want is for us to go out there and just feel like when we're all on the field that we're doing it, because you know what that feels like. You know what that winning vibe feels like in a team, and sometimes it's kind of like when you're just losing, but you kind of can fight back. But then sometimes it's just like, we're going to win this, and you just feel it, right?
Yep.
And we hadn't had a lot of that in big games.
No, and it's interesting because it's that game we went out, scored a run, and we were like, oh, okay, here we go. We've got a run, first inning, and then they put a 3 spot up, and you're like, yeah, all right, okay. Then we score another one, we're like, okay, cool. Then they put another one on, and then we threw a 5 spot up. And it was this moment where we kind of went, hang on. Could we actually do this? And Barkey was pitching an absolute gem. And it was kind of like, we could do this. And then, obviously, I think Lulu came in. Lulu came in to pitch. And then you came on. And you came on in the bottom of the 7th. They went, here you go, 1 out, bases loaded.
Yeah, it's always bases loaded when I come to the pitch.
It was
like literally.
It was bases loaded. The score is 10-6. So you give up a jack. And I remember when the game ended, Nishi was actually on deck, I remember. But here you go, here's the ball, knowing you can give up a jack. Can I just ask you, because that to me is the ballsiest point. I don't reckon there's another point in a career where you could... I was just like an outfit going, there's no way in hell I would pitch in this situation. What were you?
I've wanted to.
See, I love that.
Yeah. I don't know. I've always wanted to be a pitcher. So, like, just the fact that you get to come in at these times and just be like, I'm just going to give it a crack. Like, let's do it. And you just go out there and, you try. Like, things don't always go your way. Like, I've been on the receiving end of things not going my way all the time. And that was close. That was super close.
Yep.
Like, she went sideways, but we still pulled it off. You know what I mean?
And so they scored 3 runs, and so they had the winning run. Well, the winning run was on second base, because I think the bases were still loaded, I'm pretty sure. And I think Nishi was on deck.
Yeah.
I'm sure of it. And then
no one ever wants to pitch to Nishi.
No. It's the kind of situation where if she was coming up to bat and they needed to score a run, you'd probably just deliberately, intentionally walk her, even though you're going to lose. Cause...
I've never really done that, though. It would have been so weird.
We actually intentionally walked Shae twice in our grand final the other week, because it's like, like you get... So it's
so annoying as a hitter, by the way. It's like you want to play, and it's like,
I know, and I kind of, part of me in the outfield felt sorry for her, and then part of me didn't, because I'm like, you know what, that's ultimate respect. We don't want to throw to you. But you got the pop up. Sam caught the ball. If you look at the replay, that ball was snow coned. I don't even I watch it now thinking she's going to forget it. But and we went on a tear. We went on a tear. We beat Cuba, we beat the USA, and then we got to beat Venezuela semi-final, 40,000 people again.
That was so loud. Like, that is like a core memory for sure, that one. Just like, I couldn't hear myself think, nothing. Talk, anything.
As I said to Nat, it changed the dynamics of the game.
Huge.
Because we're used to playing in this Tampa Bay Devil Rays field with the cleaners. And now we've got like bands everywhere, shotguns in the outfield, and it was like, I couldn't move anyone. No, I was getting all crabby at like Nat and Talia and Sam in the Africa, and they're not listening to me. And I'm like, I can't even hear what I'm saying in my brain. So
It helped them out a fair bit, though, I reckon.
helped.
Them.
As in
Venice.
Yeah. Oh, because they rode that wave, and then we got them at a point where they were like, we burst that bubble, man. It's like, and then it was the quickest handshakes ever. Because remember, like only 4 of them came out of the dugout, and we're like, oh, where'd all the team go?
They would have hated losing in front of everyone, though. That would have been hard.
I know. I shouldn't be mean, but
No, it's fine.
but yeah, and 7 innings from Barks. I don't think there really isn't a better pitching performance I've seen in my time.
I know. I like people struggled with like back then. Like she was really side to side a bit more with her pitching. Like she did eventually come over the top a bit, but they really struggled with that, and it was just like insane.
Yeah, and Tani obviously caught, I think, every inning of every game apart from, I think, Claire came in, who's like the super bencher. I'll just Claire Whittam. And Tani hit her straps with the bat too. Everyone talks about Tani, how great she was as a catcher that World Cup, but she actually hit really well that World Cup. But we go on, we're tasked with trying to beat Japan again for the second time. It's like, beat them once in your career, and then we have to beat them twice in 5 days.
God, it would have been good though.
I know. I know. But they were too good. That's why they're Japan. But
yeah,
we win a silver, and I don't like to say we lost the gold medal game. We won a silver, a new all-star team. So you clinching Japanese games, you absolute wall at third base, and then all-star team.
Yeah, I was pretty stoked with that. Like for me, I was like, I made it.
That was it. I made it. You just had that photo. That was it. Wow. What did you do when you won the silver medal? Woo.
It was like, yeah, never. It's a team sport, right?
Yeah.
So like, you don't ever really, and I've never been one to like win a lot of like, individual awards.
Yep.
So for me to have that as an individual, and it was a individual against all the other countries, it was like, that was pretty cool.
And then they gave a 4th place to Venezuela, and then we had to kick them off the podium, remember? Because they were standing on our podium, and then they were standing on ours, and then they were standing on USA's, and then we had to kick them off, and we're like,
guys, let us have this.
Let us have. I mean, again, they wanted a lot. So I'm just sending a link to. We've got so many guests coming in to show. It's like I'm trying to produce and host, and it's like, whew.
You need a right hand lady.
I got Jesus here. I'm trying to like manage everything. But yeah, so that started a run in for 2012. Again, you make the All-Star team. And then 2014, we win another medal. And I remember you got the walk-off walk.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. In one of the most epic games I've ever played in my life. We started the bronze medal at the main stadium against Canada. And then we had a rain delay and then had to drive like an hour and a half or something on a bus and play another stadium and finish it.
Yeah.
And you came on into the walk-off walk, and that's when the Jesus chants, I think that started that World Cup, didn't it?
That was 2014, yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like, I have no doubt like they couldn't throw strikes to you because like everyone was just like, Jesus, I would have been pitching just going, how are these people?
I'd like to know who started that.
What was... I always thought they were like saying you were Jesus because you were so old, and because I was there and I'm just like, no, because I was just like, I'm going to sit back in this because really it should be Katie and I. But anyway, no, I think you're just the great. You're the saviour.
Yeah, I do wonder where that came from as well. Like it was, I'd love to know.
Out. I really don't know who it was.
I need to know the backstory.
It
was either Hughesy or Katie. It had to be one of those two.
It's probably Katie trying to age you. So
age me.
So it took it off us. Well done, Katie. I see what you're doing there. But no, yeah, like it. What did you like that period there? You were like one of, if not one of the top players in the world. Like if you had to rank top 10 players in the world, they are you. For not just that period, your whole career. You were talking about the gym and stuff before. What did you do?
Like during that period, that's when I also decided I was going to play softball. So I was like on the diamond doing something, baseball, softball, or gym every day.
Yeah.
And that was from like the 2010. I guess did it start earlier? 2010, 2011, 2012. Period. So I think just getting that much work in, and like once you get the work in, it's like you remember.
Yeah.
But you have to do it.
Yep.
I just think I just got the work in.
Yeah, and it was as we said before, that period, I think there was a real, and I'm certainly not saying the period before, the period now isn't, I just know that we were so immersed in it, that commitment from the players, from Johnny and Dom, it was, I think we knew something was brewing, and the key for us was to hang on to the players. If we could hang on and not have a churn every World Cup like we always do because of babies.
So many reasons.
So many reasons. And we saw so many players go for all those reasons. But we kind of held that core together. And I think that maybe we should have won. I think we should have won another medal. I think 2012 was the one that got away, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think we had...
Canada sucked in the end.
another fourth. And it's like...
Yeah.
With a team, when you go over after winning silver in a team that we thought was better, I think we all thought that, I thought, maybe, but, yeah.
And then it's like you're trying to replicate, like, what do we do in Venice? But it's like you can never replicate that. It's like you have to find something new in each group of people you bring together that unites you, or that, makes you bond or makes you work harder for each other.
Yes.
And it's not easy. I don't think that's an easy thing to do.
No, exactly right. Because I think we all, you're exactly right, that we all were kind of like, what do we do now? But then none of us, in one way, knew what we did in Venezuela. Because if we did...
It would be simple. We'd just do it again.
We would be millionaires because we'd be bottling it. We'd all be coaching. We'd all be selling it. And I don't know what we did. But... and then so 2014, that was your last World Cup?
Yeah.
Yep, so you and I went out. I think Katie went out 2014. There was a few of us that sort of went out. Were you happy with that going out there?
Ending?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I was ready. And it was really nice for me because I actually got to have Connie and Anna kind of watch my last game. In the green and gold, that for me was such a big thing at that time. Like I wanted my family to be a part of what I was doing.
Yep. So
to have that and just to finish that way for me, it was like I've got that, and now I get to start my new chapter. With the ones that I love. So for me, that's where I wanted my life to go after that, and that's where I am now.
So have you stepped away completely from WA baseball? Or I know you pop up with your. If I ever come to live to Perth, I'm playing with the Braves too, by the way. That's 100% happening.
Oh, cool. Yeah, of course you would.
I would be coming.
Hello.
Oh, I'm outnumbered. Hang on. I'm outnumbered.
Get your hat on.
Get my hat on.
AMAC.
No, as I said, I'm now officially divorced because I wore this the other day and put a New South Wales hat on as well. I don't think Sam's coming home. Your ears must have been burning because I just said to Chris that I'd be coming. If I come to Perth, I'm going to play for them. I've got to play for the Melbourne Braves. I'm coming over.
Welcome.
I know, right?
So
you look good. You look good in blue.
I look good. I do, Victoria. Erin
It's a lighter blue.
Fox, welcome.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Joined at a perfect time. We're just discussing WA women's baseball dominance. Not about me coming over, but yeah, the WA period. Now, Foxy, your first nationals was it 2002?
2001, I think. It was Surfers Paradise.
No, that was two.
Was that
2002?
Okay.
You and I.
Was.
Yeah, so we're not quite OGs, Jesus, but we are almost OG. We're 2002. But we're talking about WA and what you guys produced. Like, you look at that, particularly that period of like 2008, 2012, when you guys just produced, like, pretty epic for you to both be a part of that. Yeah, what do you remember? Obviously, 2010, 2012, you claimed nationals. I think you should have won more.
Yeah,
I think we should have as well. Absolutely.
I think,
was it 2013, the one?
Yeah, I think that was 2011 as well. They ended up,
one of them.
It imploded.
Was one of them.
27, 29, 20.
I remember watching from work. I'd had shoulder surgery and was watching from work, and that was just, I went and made a cup of tea and missed 15 minutes of the game, and it blew out by like 8 runs and we lost.
And it always seems to go that way. Like whenever we play the big games, it's like, all of a sudden it's like 10 runs.
Yeah,
definitely. I think about like what we've actually produced in WA, though. If you think from Crep to Chelsea Borkin, you've got Nat Rawlings or Nat House now.
Yep.
I've got a bit of a list, actually. Then you've got Barkey, you've got Beck Crosby or Beck Torpy, Morgan Doty, Kayla Borgo. Like, there's just some exceptional talent that has come out.
Go back, Amanda O'Hare, like old school day. Like
that is old school.
That's
That
really
is very old school.
Yeah, like I always think you guys should have won another, at least. And it's
at least.
Yeah,
at least.
Early days, definitely. There was a couple in the early days where we got close. I think there was one that I feel like it got rained out in the end. We were at Altona.
2004,
or was it
2005 was Altona. Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't in that one.
Well, couldn't have been that one.
I can't remember it if I'm not there.
No.
There was one that I know that there was I don't know, it was just a rain out and we just didn't get to play for anything. No, it was early.
Okay. Yep. Okay. But yeah, you talk about the players and you talk about the team. Like we always looked at. I said to Chris before that I think Victoria was a little bit like LinkedIn, and I think WA was a bit like TikTok. You guys before TikTok was even invented, you were just so cool. We all secretly wanted to be like you guys. Was it you were like not that we.
It's so funny hearing people say that.
Love it.
From the outside, you were freaking gangster. Like, is it something you trained?
There's something that has always been the case, and it's the vibe with the WA crew. It's like really good culture amongst our girls, and I think there's something about, because we don't have a big and strong women's comp in WA, we all need each other.
Yep.
We want to see everyone succeed. You see, we've seen teams of superstars that go away and they don't perform, whereas WA, we're literally in it together, and everyone's always included. Everyone has that sense of belonging in the team. Like, the culture's really good, and I think that makes us a little bit unpredictable, because then when we pull it together and we're on, we're deadly.
Anything's possible.
Yeah, absolutely. But the thing is, it's a bit haphazard, hit and miss. Like, we don't always do that, and then you see games blow out, and it's heartbreaking because the passion's there from the girls, but maybe. I don't know, Chris. What happens?
Like, it's I don't know. It's a consistency thing, and I guess as all the young'uns get a bit more game time, playing those big games, lose, it also builds a hunger, right? And we've been building it for yonks before we even won anything.
Yeah.
And think about how old we were at that point. We'd been pushing for that for so long. So this team, these young'uns doing what they do.
Yeah.
Give them a few years, and all of a sudden they've built something that they can go actually build on and go, I back myself in this situation, and they come in and just hit a triple. You'll see it.
Yeah, it's similar to how I think 2007 you had Barks and Beck and Nat were all kids, and you were sort of just come back. Give you a few years, boom, there you win that 2010 Nationals, and Morgan, who back then was a no one.
Yeah,
she really was.
I know, she was so little still.
Like, when she hit that ball, we were like, who the hell is that now? She is legit. She's the best player in the country.
But I knew that all our girls were like that. So I always was like fighting for our girls like to get an Aussie gig, and I was just like, you've got to look harder at us because we've got the goods. And I was like always so devo that I didn't get to go away and play with Borgo, with Morgs, with you, Fox. I didn't even get to go away and play with you.
Yeah, I think we didn't have the same coaching depth, I guess, at times in WA as well, and so the girls didn't get the development in the same way that I think the Victorians and the New South Wales get. Like, it's just something that, unfortunately, it's just a smaller league for us over here.
Yeah, and the other thing as well, you guys have to travel not just every year for Nationals. Like, we haven't had a Nationals in Perth since 2007. Like, I really would love to go back. Like, screw it.
Jeez, that's a long time.
I would love to welcome everyone to WA.
Let's go back.
Please come.
Yeah.
No, we need to
I would love that more than anything.
We need to get Baseball Australia Nationals to Perth. Like, we just need to do it again. It's been far too long.
Absolutely.
But this year, obviously not the result you guys wanted. I mean, the run for a gold or silver is now over, but you can still obviously play for a bronze. I mean, 10 run against New South Wales and Victoria, it's not a great result. I think that's very unflattering to the teams. Do you think?
Yeah, like, I guess you look at most of the game and you go, it was pretty close. And it's a point that it blows out. And then that one call doesn't go your way, like, tag out at home that wasn't out, maybe. And then, we could have put on a couple more runs.
Yep.
You just don't know. And then all of a sudden it's with you. And you've got the momentum,
Yeah. My expert view from the couch, 650 kilometres from home plate, that was safe.
Yeah.
Definitely safe. Definitely safe.
See, I was still at work. I was trying to wag. I was in meetings. What's going on?
No, I was cheering for baseball. No, I was cheering for WA. Don't worry about that.
You have to say that right now.
I do. So I think it was really I'm really impressed with I think Caitlin Arnon. I think it's really
Yeah, Smalls. She threw well.
Yeah, she sure
Smalls.
did.
At what? That's got to be a.
Don't ask me why. I just know the name.
Have you seen how tall she is?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, the opposite. Yeah. Okay, that's one of those.
Yeah.
Who else do you guys predict as like who needs to step up, or who needs to not just step up, but who do you think is going to develop on that team and potentially be the leaders?
Oh, there's players like Kelsey Brennan who just they get out there and they just ball. Like every time she's stepping up, like she's hungry for it. Like Chris, you mentioned the hunger before, but she's got it.
Yeah.
She's always there. Like seeing her desperation around the bases and just going hard. Like I love watching her play. She's always exciting and always gives 100%. Like it's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, I love fielding shortstop when she's coming up to bat. I'm just always like, take 2 more out, a little bit around, you know, because the ball's going to get hit hard at you, and you just
belt it.
Just like yeah.
How hard?
Yeah.
How hard do you find it watching? I find it hard to watch.
I enjoy it.
I love
Yeah.
it. I'm not normally passionate about sport, but when I'm watching people that I know, I'm yelling at the TV.
Yeah.
I'm cheering for everyone. I lose my mind.
Yeah, it's so fun. Like
I
you
wanna
just
be there.
feel that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes me miss it so much.
Yeah, I know. It's and you haven't. When was the last time you played nationals, Foxy?
I played 2018.
So you're the most recent of all of us.
Yeah.
I haven't played for like 9 years, 10 years.
Is it
Did
that
you
long?
stop in 2014
Wow.
as well then?
I was 20,
no.
2013.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't play in
Yeah.
2014. I couldn't because of work,
Oh, that's
but
right.
then still went to the World Cup, thankfully. But yeah, 2013, Ballarat won the nationals. Beat W.
Yeah, that's the one we should have won.
Beat W.
Yeah.
Trying to think
one,
what
I
the
remember that one.
score was. I don't remember. All I remember, I was in the
it
bullpen at
was
one
a-
point in that gold medal game.
You guys came from behind. It was horrible.
We
Yeah,
did
that was-
too.
That was the one I'm talking about. Yeah, that's the one I went and make a cup of tea, came back 15 minutes later, and like it imploded.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
I think we've all
heartbreaking.
got one or two. Like I think that we. Oh, hello.
There you go.
Yo.
We've got a drop in. We have a drop in. How are you? This is Laura Neads. How are you?
Needs.
Christina
Lulu.
Lulu!
Hey, Pooh.
Yeah, I know, right?
Ms. Lady Needs, thank you for joining us. How are you?
Congrats.
Yeah, well done,
I'm
mate.
surprised they let you in. Lulu, New South Wales defeated WA. Congratulations. Take us through the game from your perspective.
Yeah, I think it was a really good start from Geordie. Sorry that it's dark, we're just on the bus. But just had a look at you do 14 first pitch strikes for 17 hitters, which was awesome. It didn't kind of feel like that out there, to be honest. The umpire, it was really hard to get a gauge of his zone.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Outside.
There you go.
Yeah, he
So,
liked it outside.
yeah, I thought Geordie battled really well, and just kept battling really. The field backed her up really well, and then offensively we came out and did a really good job. Hey.
Hello.
Shaky.
Oh, hello.
And then, yeah,
Everyone's
Chloe
lobbing
came in
in.
and did a really good job in a situation that she is probably really unfamiliar with. She's definitely a starter, to come in relief was really good and kind of just get at it. That's probably her best pitching outing from the get-go. She's really struggled kind of to get going, and so often taken her in innings to get going. So we didn't have that luxury today with her coming in relief. So I thought she did good to do that. And then Maddie Tabrett coming in and closing out 1, 2, 3 was awesome.
Yep. Shaker, welcome. Shae Lillywhite's joined. You just joined halfway through. Lulu was about to tell us the lineup for the gold medal game tomorrow, weren't you, Lulu? Yeah, you would that. Yep.
But since Shae's here,
no?
we'll let her chat.
Oh, hold on, Shaker. Can we hear?
It's like war.
We can't hear Shaker. No.
Oh, she's breaking up.
No. No, you're breaking up.
You look like
Might have
you've
to
got
go
a
back in and come
face
back
mask
out.
on
Like,
there, Shae. Like a day spa.
go out and come back in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh goodness, we're already throwing shade. New South Wales to play
Yes.
Victoria. Okay, now Shae's gone. Victoria
Back to the
tomorrow.
lineup.
Cheeky.
Yeah, back to the
Back to the
lineup.
lineup.
Back to the lineup. I won't tell anyone. Who do I know on the Victorian team? I'm not going to tell anyone.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
How are you feeling? Yeah, Victoria versus New
Yeah,
South
good.
Wales.
Really good, I
No.
thought.
Yep.
I think we're really starting to roll with the bats offensively. The last kind of 2 games, we really started putting it together. So it's very pleasing that I don't think we had our best game against Victoria the other day, to know that we can really improve on that. And hopefully the bats stay hot,
Yep.
come out and play some good defence behind a good pitcher on the hill.
Well, you let it off
We
tonight,
certainly
didn't
tried.
you? I was like, damn you. Yeah.
Does that work?
Oh, hello.
Yes.
Hey.
Okay.
She is there. Yes. Back to who's batting for now, Lulu. Keep going.
So, Shaker, actually, yeah.
I don't think
So-
it matters. You guys looked very good tonight, so it's going to be a
Yes.
good day tomorrow.
It is. Now, obviously, today we saw WA wearing armbands in honour of Beyond Blue. Today was a significant... I mean, these nationals are really significant. It's the first since we lost Jacinda, and today was the first New South Wales versus WA game. I guess, Lulu, I'll start with you. You were the one on the field today. What was this week like, and what was today like for you?
Today was definitely the hardest one for me. I've got my little 17 wristband that we always wear. So she's always out there with us. I've got a jersey in my bag here. So definitely, yeah, it's been pretty fine the last couple of days, but very difficult today. Had a few tears this morning. And I think just been a rough couple of days. Anyway, for us here for a whole lot of other reasons. So maybe just tired and emotional. Today, compounding that, but yeah, it's always good to raise awareness, and it's always going to be hard.
Yeah.
And Shae, obviously you're at Nationals as well, and it's first Nationals that I mean, you've played them all, I think. How's it been?
Right? You have,
I
right?
have, yeah,
Wow.
That's pretty amazing,
the
Shaker.
old lady.
Yeah.
The-
Incredible.
No, no, you're not old. You just started very young.
Yes.
How's it been for you?
Oh, it's been good. I'm still enjoying it, to be honest. It's still always I love being out there. I love this team. This team's got a really nice vibe. They've been working really hard too. This crew's been, it's the young ones coming through. It's very different to the old group. But I still enjoy being out there, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun still.
Are you like a mum in the team
Uh,
now? Like,
No.
because I find myself, I'm the same. Like when I go around and I play with the young kids, like I feel like I'm a mum.
Yeah. Well, I'd say more of a
No, I can't help myself, you know.
more of a mentor than a mum. I wouldn't
Alright,
say
yeah, okay.
but I coach a lot of the girls, so on our club team, and have coached them, and yeah, so it's very familiar. I still really enjoy it. It's great to see them coming through with a bit of passion, and yeah, we've got a good crew, so it's been exciting still.
Yep.
After all these years, still enjoyable.
Good on you.
Yeah.
Good on you, Shakes.
Yeah.
And obviously being the first one without Barky, you obviously played with Barky. She came to Melbourne and she was with Springvale and Berwick. What's it been like for you this week?
She comes up all the time in so many conversations. She comes up. She came to me in a dream the other day. It was very exciting. And I think it was about 2 days before we left, and it was very clear. And I was like, oh my gosh, the timing. But yeah, it's funny because it doesn't feel real still, even now. So yeah, I certainly definitely miss seeing her there, and it was nice to see the girls pay tribute today. So well done to the girls involved in organising that. It was really cool. Yeah, so no, it's been you think about it a lot. So yeah, it's a shame, but.
And Foxy, obviously, it can't be understated how hard the last 18 months has been for you. And how has it been leading? I mean, yeah.
As Shae said, AMAC, I mean, I've got that's Barky's shirt on the chair. I thought I wanted to bring her in on the chat as well, make sure that she's included. And to be honest, I think that's Barky's shirt. Deb gave me that.
Who knows?
Barky has a bit of a history of borrowing everyone's clothes.
That's actually my shirt.
It came from Barky's house.
Yeah, it came from Barky. She wore it last.
She wore it last, so we'll say it's hers. But yeah, gosh, I just think about her every day and think about how much, even having nationals on at the moment, how much we all miss seeing each other. I know Crep and I are feeling like that. I'm sure you're the same, Mac. And then knowing that she's not there as well, like it's just this big gaping hole that's never going to go away. And I think if we can continue to share the stories, as Shae said, she comes up all the time, like it makes us laugh. Like the stories really make us laugh. I was sort of thinking about, okay, WA and New South Wales, what are some of my memories? And I think it was the 2012 championship in Canberra, and we'd had a bit of a team day where we all dressed up and went and played golf. And Barks, like, she always wanted to do the team thing. She's like, I'm going to make friendship bracelets for everyone. And you know when you grab the baseball and you cut the seam out?
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, cool. All right, I've got a pocket knife. And, like, she's flicked open this blade. It's really sharp. Gone to cut it. And straight away she's sliced straight down the side of her, like, kitchen finger.
I remember that.
And it was deep and it was nasty. And she was starting the next day. And we've sort of all panicked because she's bleeding everywhere. I'm like, oh my God. Like, did you get any on the friendship bracelet? And we've tried to sort of patch her finger up with Fix-A-Mole, but I remember her on the bump the next day. Like, you could see her flicking the blood off her hand.
Pretty sure that was against us.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure it was against us. And I think she hit a couple of us. And she's like, oh, I cut my finger, so...
Just slipped.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot of control. So.
Yeah, exactly. But she wanted the friendship bracelets for everyone in the team. It was that team vibe. It was all really important.
Everyone got a little piece of blood.
Everyone got a bit of Barks.
Glad I wasn't the starting pitcher on the other team that day.
Oh, I just remember, like, going to the coaches and we're like, okay, so something's happened. We're all
There's always
nervous.
something happens, and it's Barks.
What's Barky done now? Oh.
But it's always done with good intentions. That was the best thing about it. Yeah.
Yep. And Lulu, obviously, she wore the blue. I can't keep track of New South Wales Blues. You just change your uniform every 2 years. I don't know what. What years did I know she won a nationals with you. I think it was in Wollongong, maybe.
Yeah, she played a couple. Because I remember driving her out to training when I didn't play one year. I think I was injured one year, so she played a couple. Definitely here. Always wanted to be an outfielder here as well. But she's just too good of a pitcher.
See again.
So she could hit.
So yeah, I mean, the four of you are so incredibly close to Barky. And the memories, like some of the memories you must have of her, not just at nationals, but if you do have some, if you want to share them now, just for the listeners that I guess either don't know you or some of the younger people that were fortunate enough to meet Barky. I guess Shae, I don't know if you want to start.
Some of the stories I have, like, I can't even say.
That's a good percentage of it.
Yeah.
You're trying to think of a PG-13 and it's like,
Yeah. I've got one. I think about the way Barks always gave back, and it didn't matter, like, whether she was playing football, whether she's playing baseball, like, even when she was surfing, like, she absolutely charged in the surf, but she always took, like, going back to what Crep and I were talking about with the WA, that vibe around making everyone feel included and welcome, like, she was the one that really drove that with the girls. She would take the people that would always be on the outskirts and not quite fit in, or the shy ones or the young ones, and she would just put her arm around them, chat to them about their game. And when she was out there, she'd actually led by example. Like, her fierceness on the field was just, like, unbelievable. You'd be in awe watching her. And then she would actually go and have this really soft side that she'd bring all those younger players in and, like, build their confidence. Like, she's just such a caring, kind, loving person, and I just feel so lucky to have been part of her life and to have her around.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, a lot of the stories are definitely off field.
yeah.
You know, the on-field competitor was the same. You know, you always got that hard baller. Didn't matter what opportunity it was, she just gave it 100%. And she just attacked. Whenever she was playing, she just attacked everything, and she didn't follow the rules either. So that was the other thing about Barks. It was
they were just suggestions. They weren't rules.
Suggestions.
They were guidelines. You know, guidelines that were always then, you know, according to Barks. And and we loved her for it. And she got away with things that no one else would, so that was a big part of it.
No one else could,
No.
I reckon.
Well, no one actually thought how to get out of that. She already knew how to get out of it. She didn't even worry.
Sometimes she didn't get away with it.
No.
True, but it didn't matter, did it? But yeah, a lot of the stories of the off-field antics that I think she absolutely loved the most, and what brought her back every time. Being a part of the group, like Foxy said, she just loved the girls, and we did a dead fish in the lift the other day. That was good fun. Yeah, so she's around, and there's lots of stories. I love it. I loved all of that off-field stuff with her. Very cheeky.
Yeah, our first, I think it was our first World Cup we went to America. It was probably our second World Cup, actually. Maybe in Japan, somewhere. She had just dyed her hair red the day before we left, and so every night she went to sleep, and by morning her pillow was just covered in red hair dye. And the cleaners would.
You sure she wasn't cutting baseballs
The
again?
cleaner would come in every day to like a blood scene, what it looked like in the thing. We started leaving notes for the cleaners, kind of thing. So just silly little things like that.
Oh yeah.
And just the games, and just able to, like, remember with Venice, and then just the dancing.
Oh yeah.
You know, just brought everyone together once again. It's just like, just the little things that she got so much joy out of too, but it just brought everyone together.
Yeah, I remember being in the outfield in Venice, and we were, I think for the first few days, or the first couple of games after the shooting, we were still on edge a lot. I know I was. And in the outfield, I remember when she was shagging, although she would come in and she would shag more. She'd field more than she'd shag. She loved herself as an outfielder.
She'd come in making diving catches. I'd let her, mate, you're starting or something.
Oh yeah, she'd always come and stand next to me.
Put me in.
Yeah. And look, hey, I'm glad she didn't play outfield again like you, Chris. I would have been on the bench or out of the team if you guys were outfielders. But yeah, she'd always come and stand out with me in those games. I remember it just kept me loose and dance. And I tried to dance. I can't dance like her.
Correct.
I can't dance like WA.
I remember in Venice out there with the hoodie over and the ear pods in. You know, shagging balls, and Johnny's like, keep your ear pods out, though.
Her and Kathy Welsh may or may not have taken a camera out
definitely may
in one of the games.
Yeah.
And they definitely
they did. I'm still trying, I don't know.
But it's all good.
Yeah, so like, where are those photos?
They've got it.
We need to find those photos. But of course, tomorrow, New South Wales, Victoria. Barks will be there. We know she'll be there. How do you think? What is that?
Oh, I love it.
It's dinner time.
Wow. We know Barks is going to be there tomorrow for that gold medal game, Victoria versus New South Wales. How do we think a fitting Barky finals going to shape up tomorrow? What do we think?
Say again, sorry?
Ooh.
We can't give anything away because we don't know who's going, like who's starting. We don't know. So do we think it's going to be a pitching duel? Do we think it's going to be? What do we think?
Shae?
I hope.
Shaker, shh.
Are you on the hill?
Not sure.
Yeah, cool.
Me, God, no. We'd be in trouble. That's a bad thing. But yeah, I hope tomorrow goes really well, and I hope we can actually showcase the quality players and the two good teams going at it head to head tomorrow. I really hope we have a good 7 innings game and it goes to the best team. But yeah, I don't know. There'll be something funny happen. Hopefully that's a bit of Barks there. Something comical. As always, it'd be nice.
Geordie's pretty funny.
Yep.
Geordie's a bit off field like Barks, so she's always doing that. A bit different on the field, but definitely off field is very, very much reminds me of Barks there. We've got a tripper here. Izzy Lambert just keeps falling over everywhere, so that might be Barks just tripping her over.
Oh, Sniper.
Yeah. We'll keep between innings. We'll keep an eye out for Sniper.
Sniper watch.
Yeah. Well, we know tomorrow team that Wes Blue's going to win. We know that much.
Hey.
Yep.
So thank you, Shae and for Lulu for joining us. I know you probably have to head off. I'm not sure what's the night before a gold medal game. I mean, I know what it's like, but what is the rest of the night for you guys like? What time is it over there? 8 o'clock.
It's 8 o'clock.
Bedtime, Keisha.
No, I'm
It is
out
for
late,
me.
thank you. I think tonight is because the game's not till late, so the days have been really long here. So I think we'll get up to it. We always do, have our brekkie and talk about the game and get ready, and then hang out, and then make our way there. Try and keep it the same. I don't think we'll change anything tomorrow.
Give it a whirl. Change it up if you feel like.
Scroll through LinkedIn.
Scroll through.
No,
LinkedIn.
We said, Shae, you probably understand this. Chrissy and I were saying before that if the teams were a social media channel, WA has to be TikTok. I'm sorry, New South Wales.
Yeah.
WA is TikTok. I think New South Wales is probably Twitter. It's kind of like it, but it's not. But it's fun.
I think we've got the gamers.
I thought you said like.
Are you
Facebook
disappointed?
or
Your Facebook.
Insta.
Well, I think Queensland's a bit familiar.
Yeah, Twitter is just words.
Yeah.
I think you can
All
do
I
better
know
than
is
that,
Victoria.
maybe.
What are you? What are you doing? Are you Twitch?
I don't even know what that
No,
is.
they can be MySpace.
No, MySpace is country New South Wales, but I think that's the last time they played. No, Victoria.
Oh, good call. Good call.
Shaker, I think Victoria is LinkedIn because we're just so business-like.
Boring.
It is a little bit. There's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of gamers. We play. Oh, come on!
It is on.
We're very. I
Down
used
to
to look on.
business, mate. Down to business.
We are business-like. We
Yeah.
don't.
True.
Well, I guess that's why.
But it's brought you a lot of success.
I was about to say,
So,
how-
can you complain?
Boring,
how many
apparently.
medals has it brought us? But we've
Just businessy.
I don't know how many medals. How many have we won, Amy? Is it you know?
we've won 12.
Okay.
New South Wales has won 6 and WA's won 8.
Whoa.
Won 2. It's that. Sorry, it's the 8. It's the 12 and the 8. Sorry,
Okay.
it's the 12 and then the 8 made up between New South Wales and Victoria. No, we decided that WA should have won more.
Well, if you decided
Okay.
that, then that's okay.
That's what
So according to Amy,
I have to.
We decided
This is my
when-
podcast. I said WA should have won more. That is.
I definitely agree, though, that we stole a couple a few years. We did steal a couple, and we lost a couple that we probably should have won too. So.
We stole one off New South Wales.
Yeah. And we stole the WA one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
yep, that one hurt.
then I think we did give up a couple too. So it evens out, you know.
Yeah, it does.
Somewhere along the line.
It does.
I think tomorrow's a good matchup. So yeah, I just hope it's a good game.
I'm going to put
Good
everyone
luck to you both.
on the
you.
spot right now. Scoreline. I mean, clearly, Lulu. We don't need Shae and Lulu. We know Victoria, New South Wales. Chris and Foxy, scoreline winner right
Come on,
now.
Fox.
I know if you don't want to offend.
Ooh, I just want it to be
Boring.
No,
Close scoring.
fence. Sit in.
7-5.
I'm writing this down. If they're the closest to the pin, the closest to the pin is going to win a program. Maybe the program of the person that's pitching or playing first base.
What a prize.
Dildo.
I saw that, Amy. That's definitely first base.
Are
Yeah.
they putting a first baseman on a program?
You,
Sam did them up.
I'm married to a first baseman and I still... Sam sent them a little artwork of her.
I reckon it was a lefty as well, Trev. I reckon it was a lefty.
Yeah.
Closest to the pin gets a 2006 program. I think the WA team's next to Butcher's advert. I think we're next
That'll
to the
have to be
dry
New South
cleaners
Wales.
advert.
We won that one.
Yeah.
It'll have to be.
2006. That's why I'm giving that one away.
Yeah, good, Amy. Good job.
You're lucky it hasn't been burnt. So 7-5. Foxy, who's winning?
I
If
actually,
you could both just tell me who's starting first.
yeah, I need to know more.
I think is starting. And who do
You?
you think?
I guess. All right, 7-6 New South Wales then.
I'll take that.
Who do I think? See, I thought Claire, but Claire threw last night, didn't she?
What day is it?
I don't know. I'm not giving anything. I'm not saying any words about
Someone not
Victoria.
I need to talk to Lulu and Morgs offline.
Damn it, I'll crumble.
Oh, yeah.
You have insiders.
That's not fair. I just made a call who was trying to play the game.
Okay, you have an insider. Okay, so 7-5 Foxy.
Play the game, Fox.
She doesn't want to be wrong, you know. She
I
wants to
know
get it
you
right.
don't.
She wants to get it right. She wants that
I'm
program.
going. I'm going.
And no, to
And can
be
you say
honest.
Victoria to win, please? So it's even.
Okay, Victoria, carton on it, Chris.
I'm going.
Sorry, it
Victoria.
has to be. It has to be. Has to
Yeah,
be.
no, but
doesn't sound
it depends on who's in at bat and who's pitching. I cheer for both teams. Sorry.
Right, we'll
I'm
make
sorry.
a call again
Stress.
tomorrow. We'll text you, Amy.
Lame.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, super lame.
What do you
I love
think,
you,
Amy?
Lulu.
I'm going 6-2 Victoria.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. It's a good scoreline.
That's under.
Made Shae happy. I think I made her upset.
No.
Oh,
sorry,
yeah.
I'm
Okay.
not upset.
It's
No,
just-
it's
Well,
fine.
You went
No,
seven.
See
I'm
it?
not upset. It's fine.
7-6. Is it a walk-off? WA walk-off?
You are
Or is
supposed to
it...
be my roomie, though. So,
I am your roomie, mate. Roomie for life.
yeah.
Well, you know, in those periods where I played.
Yeah. Don't feel like that long ago. Doesn't feel like that long ago.
It is though.
I
Like,
know, but it doesn't feel
yeah,
like
it's 8 years. I know.
It's a
long
I know
time.
you still look the same.
She's at the day spa.
Thanks.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, she
I think it's the wind, eh?
How many more have you got left in your show?
Oh. If I can stay in one piece, who knows? But yeah, that's the only issue. The body just, it's tough to stay, as flexible and mobile and strong as I can. But 37 now, so who knows?
I wish I was
Still a baby.
37. But anyway.
I don't
No,
know.
but you got-
As long as it's fun. As long as I'm having fun.
You look, I tell you, the Victorian team looks as gelled as I've seen a Victorian team.
Yeah.
You look like a
really,
They do.
really nice
great
little crew.
unit.
Yeah, really nice group. A lot of young kids, and I just hope they're getting a lot of experience from it all. And they're actually playing very, very good baseball. So
Yep.
it's good.
Yeah, you do have some good kids. I was watching the WA game against you guys. I was like, they're all young.
Yeah.
Like you finally have a whole team of young
We
ones.
do.
Yes.
I know we've turned them over and produced some young ones that have.
We
some,
might be the TikTok. We
quality
might be out of
knowledge.
LinkedIn.
We could be, you know. I'll film them. I don't know if I'll participate.
Yes, okay. Oh, yes, film them and then we can see
Okay.
that you're no longer linked in.
All right.
There's a couple on TikTok.
I might put it
We'll
out
send
there
them.
for
Prove
tomorrow.
it.
Yes.
Victoria versus New
Yes.
South Wales TikTok challenge. It's Jordan Richardson versus
You
Emily
see, get on
Devine.
Geordie and Brianna Green.
Geordie.
Something.
Geordie.
Instagram. They're hilarious. Yeah.
Hands down,
They are
Geordie.
actually hilarious.
Well, it's awesome. We hope to see both of you play an awesome game tomorrow, and we hope to see you at plenty more nationals. I think both of you got more in you. So,
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
luck tomorrow,
You leading
Lulu.
Are you leading off
Pardon?
tomorrow? All right. Good luck
I don't
then.
know.
See, she is pitching.
Yeah, she is pitching to save it.
Maybe first base. Who knows? Eh? I don't know. Good luck.
Awesome.
It's really nice to see you guys too. So
How
good to
are
see
you,
you guys. It's
Creppold?
been so
Yeah,
long.
You too, Shae.
Cheers.
Yeah, it's been
I
ages.
know. I'm good. I'm good. I miss you guys. I do
Yeah,
miss you guys.
We miss you too. Everyone
well,
still talks about you all the
Actually,
time, man.
Oh, it was
Thanks.
Dean
I'll take
White.
that.
Jesus.
Dean White. Dean White.
Dean did it.
Dino.
Dean-
Yeah, it was Dino.
Did
Dean
what?
did what?
Jesus.
The name.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, we forgot. Sorry.
Maybe Jesus.
You were sitting there watching our interview for the first 40 minutes. Sorry, I was like, how did you know what we were talking about? It was Dino. We were trying to work out how you got Jesus.
I was like, no, I'm trying to like chat to you. I'm like, let me in.
You were just stalking.
Sorry, I was ignoring that.
Watching, yeah, we were. We're like, we're not letting her in. We're having too much fun on our own. No, that's awesome. Thank you, Shae and Lulu. We'll let you go. Good luck tomorrow. We'll see you.
Thanks,
Guys,
Good luck.
YouTube.
see ya.
Enjoy.
Bye bye.
See ya.
Bye. We'll wait for them.
I honestly would love to see New South win, but Victoria looked tight.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I think Victoria, New South Wales got their top six. I think is quality, but we just run deeper. I think we run far deeper.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not sure who do you reckon's going to go for them tomorrow? Like Claire pitched yesterday, I think, didn't she? Claire O'Sullivan pitched a few. Or was it today? All the games are merging.
I think that was yesterday.
It's going to
They
be
didn't have a doubleheader, did they, today? So then
no. It must have been.
we watched their game.
Must have been yesterday. I think Victoria has worked their rotation very well for the gold medal game. I think they've got everybody available. Like Abby Kelly is available,
Yeah.
and the decision.
She pitched well the other night.
The decision for Sam is: do you take Abby Kelly out of third base because Bronwyn and Abby Kelly at third base is a wall? So I think that's the decision. Take her out, put her on the mound. You've still got Jess Johnson. Ali Steen pitched really well in that first day or two. Jamie Bastion has been really good on the hill, and also Abby McClellan's been in relief as well. So I think
Yeah.
Victoria's got a lot of options.
You need a good fielder, I reckon, with their first part of the hitting lineup. Otherwise, it might hurt you.
Yeah, I think Morgs will run a really good outfield out there, and I think Yeah, I mean, she's next level now. I think it's been so amazing to watch how Morg's come along. Again, another one, I'm glad she came after my career. All these people, man, you would have booted me out. I'm blessed to have just got one of these things.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, no, thank you. I really appreciate you coming on to the show. Before we go, I know they just announced yesterday the Barclay Cup. Foxy, do you know more about that, or?
No, I don't actually. They put together a panel to put it all together, so no, I wasn't involved in that. Still struggling with a lot of things, AMAC, around that. So yeah, but I know how pleased she would be, like when it comes to the pathways baseball, and that's exactly what Deb wanted, because I know that's what she struggled with. She always wanted to play everything, and she could have succeeded in any sport that she played, but there weren't always the pathways, especially being over in WA. So to have this as an opportunity and have her name attached, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, so it's a new national competition. I think it's going to be on the Gold Coast in September. I think it might be for junior girls, and I think it's
13 to 16.
Yeah, and I think, as you were just saying before, it's interesting with Barks. We know how awesome she was on the field in every sport, how awesome of a person, but it was that championing of women's sports and opportunities in sports. I think, not that it gets overlooked, because it certainly doesn't, but I think that is just maybe the thing I love the most about her. She was trying to make it better for everyone.
Even the work that she went and did and volunteered her time out in the communities, regional towns, those sort of places, and you think about how powerful sport can be when it comes to opportunities. For women, it's not always the same, but for Barks, she really championed all of that. And I just think the amount that she gave back that people weren't aware of is, she was such a special girl.
She was. And I really appreciate how hard it has been for you. And I don't appreciate it, but I understand it. And I just thank you for coming on today. I know how much she meant to you. And I know we want to keep her memory living on, because it's just every time you think of her, it doesn't matter what it is, she just brings a smile to your heart, to your space, to everything. I love it. And I had the privilege of playing with her and knowing her a little bit, and you have the ultimate privilege of being an absolute best friend to her. So thank you. I really appreciate you coming on today. Thank you.
I appreciate you inviting me, and I just think it's always so nice. It's just catching up with old friends, seeing everyone. I'm like, there's so much history between us all, and even though we live in different cities and different states, there's just a closeness, like that real tight community that I love about the baseball world.
Yeah.
We were connected from baseball, and we might have disconnected, but I think we'll always be connected, and I think we need to sort of be better at reconnecting, I think. So hopefully we can. But thank you.
This is a great way of doing it, Amy. It's really nice, and it's been really enjoyable to watch, and just see you bring the people together as well.
Thank you. It's been absolutely fantastic. Tammy threw the curler question of who's actually going to interview me, but I might interview myself. I'll just keep changing my hat. I love it, and people are so keen. Like the viewers this week have been amazing. So as long as people are wanting to hear the stories of women's baseball, I will tell them, because there are so many of them, and I'm loving it.
Sure are. I remember pulling the top off the championship trophy with Dotes one time, and a couple of Victorians had signed it.
I wonder who that was.
Who would have done? Did you seriously take it apart? Have you seriously?
Yeah, we did. And someone I know from WA may have also signed it, or I don't know. The memory's a bit foggy. You know, after tournament baseball, you get really tired at the end of the tournament. You
what
can't
happens
really
on the gold medal
everything.
night, Stace?
That's why I don't remember anything.
Just exhaustion. Exhaustion.
You know what? I'm going to write that down. I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out who those Victorians were that signed that.
It might have been signed over by some WA people.
Oh, snap.
Okay.
Maybe.
I guess you'll have to win it back to find out.
I was about to say, well,
Possibly.
WA won't be signing it tomorrow, so...
Around. That was so good.
All right, if Morgan wins...
Okay.
She might have already signed it.
WA, damn it. TikTok team wins again.
Shit.
We were actually wondering if anyone would find that. That was a long time ago we did
I
that.
have no idea why we pulled it apart.
No, it fell apart. No.
fell apart, did it?
In
Oh, yeah.
2013, we won when we won it in 2013, and no
Oh.
one took it. Baseball Victoria and the coach was like, "What do you want to do with it?" So it just came home with Sam and I, and then it was like the year later, no one had asked for it, and like the girls were about to go away to nationals, and we were like, "Does anyone want this trophy?" And then we started fixing it, and then we're like, "Oh," and it got like a thing broke, so we had to take it apart to put it back together, and then a pen fell on it. And
You know why it broke though, Foxy? It was
2012.
with us. It was with us.
That trophy has been on tour all over Perth. Like, I've taken it.
I remember taking it to Morgs when she was working at Dome. They were like, your turn.
And then she dropped it at me in the BHP tower, so I took it up to the top of Perth. It got paraded. It went on
Precious,
parade
mate.
at the
Precious.
casino. Got taken into the casino.
that makes sense. It was very loose by the time we got it, because it was with WA. So ooh.
Yeah.
We took it out and partied like we do.
Oh, too good. No,
We've only won 2, so when we celebrate for a month.
yeah, I think he's still celebrating.
Yeah,
that.
we did.
And don't you have a big 10-year reunion this year of the 2012 winning team? You should.
Oh, didn't think of that, but yeah,
Oh,
we
It would have been
put
like
something
a
together.
couple of days ago, according to my Facebook memories.
Oh, yeah.
I hate getting those. I hate when you get those served up, and it's like the 2007 Nationals on. You're looking and you go, "Oh, I used to look like that." Oh, thank you, Facebook.
Yeah.
This is why
Oh, I need
delete.
to shave my head again.
Dye blonde.
Yeah. All right. If WA had won it, I would have.
Well, if they win the bronze medal, is that enough?
Rose gold isn't good enough. Not for no.
Rose gold.
No.
Yeah, we've won our fair share of rose gold.
It's
Yeah, that's
rusted
when
silver.
Silver's the first place to lose.
It is, and you lose it too. You always lose to win silver, but you win bronze. It's a weird.
Yeah.
They need to fix that. I don't know how they're going to fix it, but they should fix it.
Yeah, you can't not lose a game of baseball.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, there has to be a winner, has to be a loser.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amec, what are some of your favourite memories from over the years?
2010, without a doubt.
Yeah.
I think 2010 just like this distinct fear that we were in to then the sheer high that we were in. I don't think we could have experienced I remember that night, Chris, when the night we were going to wake up the next morning to go to Maracay, and we all came out of our hotel rooms because there was all this shooting outside our windows, and it was this night that we all came out at the same time and looked at each other, and we just all had fears. That was the scaredest I was that whole trip, and we all bunked in together that night. I think 2010, but I can't. It's all honest. I think my favourite memory is actually 2002 World Series in Florida, because it was my first overseas trip with the Australian team. We won gold. I was like playing with people like Chris and Sam and Shae, and it was like how the hell am I here? Like I was a no one, and that's what started my career. And I had people that saw things in me, and it was just like you just can't go past your first nationals, first stuff. But I just think it's all the people that you take away. Like I know we all step away from the sport, and we have stepped away. Like I haven't played nationals for 9 years and a World Cup for nearly 8 years. But it's like now it's kind of like you've had that break, and now you're like, okay, now I want to reconnect again. And I think it's just the family that everyone's built.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's probably my favourite. It's just like when you think about those memories, you've got a memory with every single person. And as as the years go by, they're becoming more about not the result, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yep.
Because when we're in the moment, it's like obviously as the enforcer white line fever, I'm like, I need to win, I need to do this. But it's like now so many of the memories are about not the results.
Yeah, definitely.
They're the most important ones.
Yeah.
Who were some of your favourite people to watch over the years?
Chris.
Like, who did you... Yeah. Well, obviously.
Sorry, Foxy, not...
No, like... I totally agree. Absolutely love watching
Chris is
Crep.
top 3 players.
Exciting. Yeah. I
We
get
all
to
want
play
to-
football
Amy.
with Chris. Like, you get to see that week in, week out, and it doesn't change
No.
whatever level she's at. Like, it's exciting.
It is. And
I do like to get into it. And my favourite after any, grand final club ball is flip a table, integrity! Because I always believe we should play with integrity.
Yes, that's right. Yep, you did flip a table.
now you...
one of my
Chris, you were
faves.
from just the sheer, like on the mound or in the batter's box, it didn't matter the situation, you were just so, like, I was crapping bricks up there every time, no matter what I was doing, and you just looked like you were just chilling, just ready to dominate. And I just,
Very
I don't know, like
composed.
I've seen videos of me, playing like here and there where they are, and I look at me, I'm like, I look dead. I look like I've got no emotion, but I know I'm feeling so much. Yeah,
that's
like
what made you
yeah.
so scary. Like you would, like when we played WA, and I think back to those teams where it was like you and Nat, and it was just like that lineup where you like, and even Barks would bat for herself. I'd just stand there and you'd get through one of you, and then you get the next one, and I didn't know where to stand for you and Nat. I would just stand on the warning track and just go hit.
Yeah, and we hit different.
Oh,
Like same
Very
but different, you
different.
know,
Killed
like
me.
even.
And you had, like, there was periods like your oppo power, but then you could pull the ball. And it's like, I used to just go,
Yeah.
I'm just going to stand on the fence. And if you hit it over my head, home run to you, I'll just try and protect all the rest.
It was hard though against like teams like you that actually moved for me
Yeah.
because I ran out of like options. So I had to learn how to hit different ways, and just try and do what you could with the ball. And most of the time you just pull it.
But it's one thing, it's one thing I actually say to Dom now, that we didn't shift enough. We didn't shift enough back then. Like, we shifted a bit on you and Nat, but it's like, I think at World Cups, and even, I think we all should have, like what they do in the majors now, I'd love to have employed that stuff. Like we saw the
Yeah.
other night, Queensland, the WA walk-off, and they had 5 infielders for that last, like, that's cool. I love that stuff. I don't think we did enough of that kind of strategy. I would have liked to have done more. So if Nishi was...
It's kind of ballsy though.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, I feel that we played a bit conservative over the years. Like, we just need to go all out and try things and like make changes a bit quicker instead of letting people just like go in there and struggle and struggle.
dictate.
Like, change it up. And that's what, like, you see Japan, they're pretty ruthless, isn't it? You can't throw 2 balls, like.
And if it doesn't work, doesn't work.
Out.
Like whatever.
Yeah.
Dust it off and then try something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was Geelong too. Was that 2008, Amy?
Geelong was 2009.
2009.
That was
but
the gold,
I remember
the gold medal game that never ended.
big bats that whole tournament as well. And
Kimmy
like
Mack
Maddie
had a
Rawlings.
big bat that tournament.
K-Mac. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
trying to think who else. I know we won the gold medal game. It was like it was like a 5-hour game that was like 16-14. Oh, I don't even know what it was, but it went to like 11:30 at night in Geelong, and it was freezing.
Yep. It
It
was
very
freezing.
cold.
Yeah.
It was colder in the crowd.
Yeah.
Hey, I remember the 2010 and 2012. 2010 Nationals, it was the first and only time I ever got drug tested at Nationals after our game, and I missed the first 3 innings because I'm such a slow pisser. I missed the first 3 innings of the gold medal game, and then I had to go hang out with my parents. I nearly missed the, I wanted to hang out with my parents, nearly missed the Doty walk-off. That was my memory.
You know, I remember I was on second base when Doty hit that walk-off, and she like swung at this pitch like up here and then swung down here, like nowhere near either of them. And so the field just kind of all came in.
Yes.
And you could see them all move in, and then she just crushed it.
Because we were
straight
up
over
on the hill, and the whole outfield was
Yeah.
like in, and we're like going,
There's
I
right.
don't know. But then us ourselves went, who the hell's that?
They
Yeah.
brought him in though. You could hear him bringing him in.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now it's like they'd be on the fence for Morgs. That you
Yeah.
want Morgs up in that
She
situation.
is so strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she's
Exactly.
legit. But yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. This has been awesome.
It has been.
It has been
Definitely.
fantastic. We've I'll have to do the math. I think I've out WA'd myself this week. I've had lots of WA.
Lucky you.
I know. I will. For the last, we'll switch it
Oh
on.
yeah.
I'll be,
There it is.
There we go. I don't know whose hat this
There you
is.
go.
I don't know whose it
Yeah.
is, but it's a big nugget. So whoever's got a big nugget on your team, thank you for I found it in the roof. No idea.
Found it in the roof.
Yeah, well, it's between Sam and I have, oh my goodness, the amount of stuff we have. And I was going through all Sam's stuff, and I found it and I stole it, so it's mine now.
It looks in pretty good shape because that was from I think the year I played last.
There you go. You've got a tiny nugget, so this can't be
It wouldn't be
yours.
mine.
No.
Yeah.
You have a pinhead.
I don't know that I ever played with those ugly hats.
There's some
I'm pretty sure it's 2014.
interesting hats
Yeah.
going around at the moment, that's for sure. But
Yeah.
no, it's been a pleasure. And we will do it again very, very soon. And thank you for coming on, opening up, sharing. Love it. Absolutely love it. Thank you so much.
Thanks for organising
You're
this,
welcome.
Amy. Yeah,
Thank you.
Like Crep said, what you've done is awesome. I think it's added that real layer of professionalism to what we're doing. I know you keep saying it's an amateur thing, but it's nice to see that the games are actually being televised. Not all of them, which is frustrating, but the games are being televised. Like, it's creating that real buzz around women's sport, which is awesome.
Which is what we need. Yeah. It's what they deserve. So it's the least
absolutely.
I can do, and it's fun. I'm enjoying it. So I'll keep talking if people keep listening.
Keep doing it.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks, both.
Thanks.
See ya.
See ya.
You can